And of course, good afternoon to everyone, anywhere, whatever the time is there. Good afternoon, good evening, and in fact, good morning. It depends where you are. I believe your day is going well, and certainly it'll keep on getting better, especially after this video. So there's a lot of talk about EQ versus IQ, EQ for emotional quotient and IQ for intelligence quotient. So I just thought I should come up with a little brief to get things clarified for the people working at workplaces. Now, IQ generally, it stands for intelligence quotient in fact, and EQ indeed for emotional quotient. So now what's the big hype with emotional quotient nowadays? The research says that the people actually with higher EQ are considered better performers than those who are high on IQ. Now, first things first, you don't need to be polarized. It doesn't mean that you just forget about IQ and you go with EQ, or you just go with IQ and forget about EQ. No, it's basically about a balanced mix that we are talking about. Now, what exactly IQ is and how does it help us? There are so many systems. We have processes that are repetitive and they're repeating themselves. The processes that you deliberate and bring a change to. The process could be anything. The process of drafting a proposal, the process of going for a new project, the process in fact to undertake a project indeed. So that's what we call that when you're dealing with the systems, hardcore systems, you actually need your IQ to be perfect. But remember that all those who actually are working for you, the human factor, or we call it humanics, all right, when we add humanics to the system, the EQ actually becomes more significant. Why? People or human beings are the ones who are running the process for you. Actually, this is the most critical element that completes your system for you. So why managers or leaders today need to be emotionally intelligent, or they need to rate high on EQ, is because, let me give you an example. You have a deadline at 2 in the afternoon and you have to actually submit an assignment, or maybe that could be any other thing very important. You have a team of 5 people and it's noon right now. One of your guys just comes to your office and says that, look, I've just got a call and my mother has been rushed to hospital. So let's take a look at somebody who's high on IQ and somebody on EQ, all right? So let's suppose you're a manager who's high on IQ. So your first response would be that you need to get the thing done and the person is very important for you. So what do? You start doing something like, oh, I can understand, but we have a deadline at 2, but and you keep on trying to come up with something that you realize not much, that what's the situation of the person right now and what kind of a jeopardy he is in. Okay, so what you do right now is you've got an EQ collapse. The person will straight away get hypered up. Look, my mom's is in hospital right now and you expect me to work. And of course, when you have your family member somewhere in a very troublesome situation, it's a big deal for you and you can't actually work things out. So if you're high on EQ and the same person comes to you in the same situation, your first response would be what? The first response would be that, hey, is everything all right? What happened? Which hospital? Was she okay? Okay, now what you do, you just go. And one more thing, don't just go, let me handle a good driver for you. Don't drive to the hospital, and you just go and take time. The person might ask you, sir, what about the work? Just tell them, forget about the work, we can manage it. The most important thing is you must be there and safe and sound, and that's it. So what do? Take my keys, let me know if you need any financial assistance. We'll be joining you in a short while once we're done with the submission of the assignment, and of course, in the evening, you go and visit the person. Now, this is basically when you're rating high on EQ. Why? Because for you, humanics is more important than the systems themselves. The very next day, the person comes and hopefully, his mother is discharged. Now, I would never forget about it. So that's basically one of the critical examples that I came up with. We have to have a balance. Yes, we need to actually meet our targets. The targets are always compelling. The targets are always pushing. But the most important thing is the systems are completed with one of the most important elements, and that is humanics, your people, I say. And this is going to bring a lot of confidence in you from your team, and they will look forward to seeing and looking at you as a champion leader and a manager. That's why the EQ is so important. I'll be signing off right now. Would love to have your comments. Have a good day ahead. Bye.